Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for having us here again. We always love coming out to these ACE events. And once again, I am Denise Stokes. I understand there's a lot of new members to ACE, so I'm Denise Stokes, the communications manager at Six Flags America. And then behind me is, I feel like Vanna White now, here is Dave Johnson. He is our marketing director. And then we have Jamie Forestieri that works in our corporate alliance department. So we are super excited about what's coming up in 2020 at Six Flags America. But first, we had to take a look at 2019 in review. And what I want to say about this and what's shown in these pictures right here is how you guys showed up in droves. And we love that about ACE and everybody that participates. And it was even one of the questions, the trivia questions, that asked people, what did weather forecasters say because of the up and down winter that we would have, what it would be called? Well, it's called a polar coaster winter. And that picture, top middle, is from a lot of ACERs that came out that participated on a 40-degree day in December at Wild One to ride over and over again in that really, really chilly weather. But again, we can't thank you guys enough for showing up and supporting our park. Next slide. You just saw people riding Firebird in that video. Can I just say to you how much the throughput on Firebird has gone like through the roof since we've smoothed out that track and smoothed out the ride. And did I say smooth wrong? Dave, you probably want to say something about that as well. You may need to turn it on.
It's off. There we go. Good afternoon, everyone. Interesting little bit of trivia is that in 2019, Firebird delivered approximately 40% more rides than Apocalypse. So that speaks a lot for the re-rideability for that ride, and really pleased with how that turned out for us. Back to you, Denise.
Thank you very much. Next slide, Jamie. Also, something that we did, with the conversion of Firebird, then we had these train cars. What were we going to do with them from Apocalypse? And what we decided to do was, you can see the really big bow that we put on there. We gifted those back to B&M. We gifted the lead train car from Apocalypse back to B&M.
Yeah, one went to B&M, and if you, there's Walter and Claude with the gift tag. They got one of the cars, the lead cars, and the National Roller Coaster Museum received the other one. So a couple pieces of history for B&M #1.
Also, before we get to this slide right here, I have to ask you guys, how many people, and I want you to use your roller coaster hands, how many people use the new bathrooms in the Superman area? That was kind of a big deal for people that weren't here last year, how we talked about we're getting these new bathrooms at the Superman area. So, see, and obviously they were a big hit. 2020, we are in it right now, guys. We did a lot of membership events last year, and we really, really want to do that again. Just keep that flow going in 2020. By show of hands, how many people are members at Six Flags America? Okay, not bad. We always want more. We always want more. And, like the American Express card says with membership, there's these privileges and stuff like that. Well, we do these exclusive member events, and we're going to have them monthly starting, are we doing March event? Or maybe April?
Well, we're doing a member and pass holder preview Friday night like we have for the past few years. So the 27th of March, that Friday evening, that'll be an exclusive opportunity. And we got a lot of other types of events to look forward to.
And what you see on the screen here, that lower left corner, is a Bubbles party that we had inside of our Gotham Arena. And then fireworks are always a big deal at Six Flags America and all of our Six Flags parks. But we had an exclusive viewing area just for members only. And if I may,
we did exclusive fireworks for members. We did a night of fireworks in September for our members. It's kind of a nice cap off to to summertime.
We surely did.
And that was a big hit.
And to end the year, on the right-hand side there, we gave a members-only New Year's Eve event. And what made it really, really special was the fact that you could bring your kids with you. So if you were parents and you were really going out to celebrate that night, and you know the kids kind of wanted to do something, but you didn't have anything for them to do, this was a huge hit, as you can see by all the people in the picture, and then those balloons that line across. It was like an hour-long event, I think from 8:30 until 9:30 on New Year's Eve, and around about 9:15, we had all of those balloons drop, and the kids just went even crazier. So we love members, and we love our season pass holders as well, but we're really going to be playing up events especially for members in 2020. This is a picture here. If there's any one of you that can spot yourself at this gate from 2004, raise your hand now and I'll give you 2020 season passes. This is, as you can tell, is our entry plaza here at Six Flags America. And what we are doing, when we go to the next slide, is we are going to be, I love Holiday in the Park. It's my favorite time at Six Flags America because I have a thing for the lights. Thank you back there, our Ace Mid-Atlantic people for clapping. I love the lights. But notice right here, you see those like the darker colored squares? That's where something used to be that's no longer there. We had these booths there. So we've removed those booths from that entry plaza area. Next slide. And do you see the white building out front? That's what's going to be new in 2020 at Six Flags America. So you will actually, once you get to the outer mall, you're going to enter through the white building, and then once you get inside...
That first building is the metal detection and security checkpoint, and then once you're in that center plaza there, that's where you could purchase your tickets, and then following that, you have your ticket or your pass in hand, you may enter the park through the traditional entrance there.
So, something that is new for 2020 coming up. Next slide. Mogul food ordering. I see some oohs and ahs going on right now out there. I think you guys are going to love this feature because just like it says, you don't have to wait as long if you use our mobile ordering device. It's order in advance using the app. Those are the 6 places on the right-hand side that you're going to be able to, we're going to start with, and 6 really great places. Is there anybody that, other than like if you're new to Ace, that has not been to Macho Nacho yet? You guys are so missing out because the food at Macho Nacho is so incredibly good and great at the same time. But then there's also, you know, Johnny Rockets, an old favorite for burgers, and there's a chicken place. We've got Chesapeake cheesesteak, our Gotham food court, and we're going to be talking about some updates in the Gotham City area, and then Heritage House. But mobile food ordering is going to be a really big deal for us at Six Flags America this year. And also, we're doing this. These pictures were taken like Thursday.
Oh, wow.
So you can tell they're the most up-to-date photos that we have here. But this is our stunts arena. And you're actually looking into the arena where people are actually seated, and then you see the props and the buildings and stuff behind that. But what we're doing is we are adding an entryway, a new entryway for you. So you don't have to enter from the sides the way it has been before. You can now go in from the middle, really the middle of the park, and just walk down the stairs, and you're automatically inside of Gotham Arena now. Fireball. We are, as you see, we take those trains all the way off, and you guys know that, but we are going to be repainting these trains.
And repainting that train.
And so it's going to glow even more once that's up and running. And anything that gets a fresh coat of paint always makes everything around it look even better too. Up and away. We won't be painting this, but you see those lights that are all around it? We're going to be getting new LED lights for that. So it's really, really going to shine from whether it's on the ground or in the air. And please don't think that we're getting rid of something for good. This is Around the World in 80 Seconds from our Looney Tunes area, and we're just shipping it out to only bring it back in so that when you see it again, it'll be nice and cleaner. We're going to do a paint job on that as well, and so we're super excited about that.
No, the other one. So
and this is where Dave is going to come in and take you to the end of the presentation as well.
All right, so pay no attention to that backhoe in the background. No, I'll explain that. That's going to be the site, of course, of Harley Quinn Spinsanity, our new for 2020 ride. More on that in a little bit, but in the foreground there is Riddle Me This, and that's going to get some paint touch-ups, and that too is going to get a brand new LED lighting package for 2020 to really plus up that section of the park. And speaking of other Gotham City updates, we've got a gentleman up there in a man lift type device, and I think the next slide is a little bit closer. You can see he's power washing Joker's Jinx, and that's in preparation for the next slide, which is kind of hard to see, but there's a very nice shine on that upper piece of track, and that's because Joker's Jinx is getting its track painted for 2020. It's gonna be I thought that would get some applause. So it's going to have a bright, vibrant shade of green appropriate for the Joker, and we can't wait to see how that looks when that's done. That was just taken a couple days ago as well. Moving on through Gotham City, this was one of the this was where the crane games and stuff were located previously, and that's going to turn into next slide will show us. It's going to be there. It is. It's going to be a villain-themed bar, so another opportunity to get a cocktail or a beer or something right there in the shadows of Harley Quinn Spinsanity in 2020. So wonderful opportunity to refresh and recharge in Gotham City.
We don't have a name for it yet. We're just calling it a Villain's Bar, so name to be announced soon.
Yeah, working on that. And then here is where the Harley Quinn Spinsanity retail location will be. This was a site of some Midway games, and so that's going to be, it's been cleaned out, and we're doing some refinishing on that. It's going to look similar to this when it's all done up in Harley Quinn's trademark colors, and get to purchase a t-shirt or other a wide variety of merchandise right there. Now on to, I think, Harley Quinn Spinsanity. You'll recognize this site as where we had the Daredevil Dive Sky Coaster attraction that closed for 2019. And as you can see, we're doing some site work right now. And that's our artist rendition of what that ride will be like. Very similar to the one that's up at Six Flags New England. And if you've been on one of these, you know that it's just a fantastic thrill. It's going to be the tallest, the fastest, the most extreme pendulum ride in all of DC, Maryland, and Virginia. And we cannot wait to open this to you and our guests this May. So I think we've got, here's a still from our little teaser video, and I think the next slide is going to be our 15-second tease that you may have seen on our website, if we can get it to play.
Six Flags America puts a sinister spin on the new Harley Quinn Spinsanity. Experience weightlessness as you soar through the skies at 70 miles an hour and float 15 stories again and again.
Yes, cannot wait. And that's going to be how the queue is set up, more or less. It's going to, let's see. I think that building to the right is the former Sky Coaster building. Yes, it is. You'll have the entrance there. The entrance portal is those barrels you see in the lower left are part of the entrance portal design. The entrance will be on the right. There's the entrance portal itself. And you can see how the ride is situated there. And it's going to swing out kind of toward Riddle Me This, and a bit over the walkway there. And really, if you've seen one of these, how visually exciting they are, and particularly at night. And we're going to have a full lighting package on this thing too, so it's going to be dazzling after dark. Can't wait to have that lighting out the area during Fright Fest, and maybe other times of the year as well. So that's what we've got going on in 2020. We went through it very rapidly, but we're very excited to welcome you and all of our guests to Six Flags America in 2020. Our opening day is March 28th with Pass Preview the evening of March 27th. And thank you for your attention. I think we've got a little bit of time now, if you're willing, Denise, to take some questions.
Yes.
All right.
Questions, anybody?
Is there anything new happening at Fright Fest?
The short answer, and probably about the only answer I can tell you right now, is yes. We've got some plans developing for Fright Fest. What exactly they are, we don't really have those things nailed down yet, but it is on our list of areas to roll something out new this year. So more to come on that.
Any more questions? And Fright Fest was something that I had to get used to at the park, because I don't like to be scared. So as soon as every member of the park found that out, everybody and their mother tried to scare me, and they did a really good job of it. I'm a little better at it now.
Is there a timeline for when Spinsanity might be opening, or is that still up in the air?
Is there a timeline for what?
Spinsanity, the new ride.
Spinsanity, we're targeting Memorial Day weekend for the official public opening day for that ride. And we'll probably have some past previews and such ahead of that weekend as well. All weather and construction schedules permitting, of course.
Is there any plans of adding a 40 free spin in the future?
Is there any what?
Any plans of adding a 4D free spin in the future?
Well, anything can happen in the future. That's what we love about the future. There's so many possibilities. Only thing is, we just can't share that with you right now.
What's your favorite ride going to another Six Flags park in 2020?
Yeah, we can't hear you.
What's your favorite new ride that's being added to another park in 2020? Not Harley Quinn at America.
That's
Okay. That's a stump. Jamie.
Jersey Devil up in Great Adventure. Single rail, I've never been on a single rail personally, but it looks like it's going to be very...
Bonkers.
Sure.
Devilish.
Okay, now you're going with the puns.
I would agree with that too. I've never been on one of those, and it's going to be a fantastic ride. Unfortunately, not too far of a journey for anybody who has a Six Flags America season pass or membership. Remember, it includes admission to Six Flags Great Adventure, where new for 2020, Jersey Devil. What about you, Denise?
I'm going to say that single rail ride too. We're all excited about that coming into our family. We had a single ride Wonder Woman ride at Fiesta, and so that was a huge, huge hit. So we're excited about that throughout our chain.
Any other questions out there?
Do you have any information about shows that are going to be coming this year?
Any information about shows? Well, of course, we are constantly working on something new, and one of the things I love about our park at Six Flags America is the fact that we write and choreograph and produce all of those shows in-house, and we use local talent to do that. So it's quite a springboard for them as well. Even with our stunt shows, we get stunt actors that come in and, they can do the acrobats and the gymnastics and the kung fu kicks and the flips and all of that. But it's a nice springboard for those people that come and work for us. And we love being able to help push people into, something good and something better for them as well. We take advantage of it because we get to have them working at our park, but we are constantly working on new shows. Do we have names and all that stuff as of yet? We do not. But there will be new shows for the spring and summer. We do something for Fight Fest and then Holiday in the Park as well. Any more questions? Yes.
Challenge. Do you think you're going to do a coffin challenge again for Halloween?
I always have to like let out this sigh when anybody mentions coffin challenge, because that's like the longest day of my life ever. It's a 30-hour challenge that we do, and I'm probably there for at least 25, maybe 26 out of those 30 hours. Luckily, I live really, really close to the park, so I can go home and take a nap and come back, but that's as much as I get. And to answer your question, yes. The Coffin Challenge will be returning in 2020. We just haven't announced exactly what we're going to be doing, but we kind of set it up for you last year. That's all I'm going to tell you, is we kind of set it up for you last year to let you know where we could be going for 2020, but it's going to be fun.
Oh, we got another question back here, and I have some additional little notes here that I'll share before we wrap up here. Question from the floor.
Is there any retracking being done on the wooden coasters?
Yes. I can't speak to how extensive it's going to be, but they are doing some, your typical off-season work, replacing wood here and there where necessary on Roar and on Wild One. Yeah, they do a great job, I think, of taking care of those coasters, keeping them running smoothly, and if you have a chance to. We were just talking, I was talking to Mike, I love Roar during Holiday in the Park. I'm not sure what it is about it, but Roar during Holiday in the Park, I think I said this at this event last year too. If you have a chance to ride Roar during Holiday in the Park, I encourage you to do that. Ride everything, of course, though. Another question? One behind you? No? Oh, I'm putting you on the spot. All right, well, I have a few other bits that didn't make it in, so let's see here if I can read this. We got some other updates happening around the park, if I may. Are you ready? Are you ready? Superman is getting a new chain this year. Superman is getting new upstop wheels and guide wheels, as well as those blocks, those kind of urethane, I think, blocks that keep the wheels pressed up against the rail. Lap bars are being recoated on Superman, so the padding is being replaced on that. New upstop and guide wheels on Joker's Jinx. Getting new chairs in Hurricane Harbor. Track work on the wood coasters, and we already talked about mobile ordering. We talked about Harley Quinn, the bar, and I'm going to go ahead and say this about the water park in 2020. And Hurricane Harbor Water Park is going to be completely non-smoking in 2020. So that's new for 2020 as well. That's, I think, the first time that's been shared. So all that stuff awaits you in 2020 at Six Flags America. Appreciate your loyalty, appreciate your visits and your attention today. Thank you so much. Thank you, Denise. Thank you, Jamie.